Greetings, friends! What a year 2019 has been. And it's hard to believe that it is over now. It just seemed like it went so fast. But
so fast.
I really enjoyed 2019. I felt like it was one of the wildest, the funniest, well, not the funniest, maybe a little bit of funniest. There was some funny times, especially here on our YouTube channel where we had some funny moments, like the time that Darth Vader helped you out in the kitchen. How often do you get health benefits explained to you with people who look like this?
Darth Vader, yeah, has helped me out.
And then the time that my brother
Miguel showed up
and helped you out in the kitchen.
That was interesting. So I would like to introduce you to Miguel.
¿Qué pasa? Saludos, amigos. And overall, the YouTube channel has really grown this year. It's been our best year so far on YouTube, and we really appreciate all of you who subscribe and who watch our videos on a regular basis.
Thank you
Thank you very much. And come to think of it, I know I said wild earlier, but we really had some wild and crazy moments. Like the time that I ran over a chicken in a chicken track with the chicken tractor.
Yeah, there is that.
And a number of you were asking for some time about that chicken, and the chicken ended up healing to be mostly okay and enjoy our life, but regretfully it did die, so bummer.
We thought she was going to be okay. She got to where she was walking around fine and eating, and so while we were gone on our trip, we came back and she was no longer here.
And we've even had a number of great adventures off the farm, like the time we were chased by a cow.
Here comes this one cow as we're driving past, and she's running up, and it's just, she's so close. But it was such a Jurassic Park moment, like whenever the velociraptors are running up next to them, but it was a cow. Oh. That cow got really close. It didn't look that close on camera, but it was really close because I was holding the camera right there.
As well as we got to go out to California together as a family.
Yeah.
And we were able to see these giant pumpkins. These pumpkins are so big they had to bring them in with a forklift. And I can only imagine the pumpkin patch that these pumpkins were growing in. And these giant pumpkins were on display in the main exhibit hall, as well as 4,000 other heirloom fruits and vegetables.
I thought you were going to talk about the redwoods, which we saw those too, and that was really cool. But yes, we got to see these gigantic pumpkins. They were really awesome.
We also had an opportunity to visit another family that lives in a yurt, and it was so nice to see their place.
Beverly and Shane were so nice. And they let us come stay with them for a night, and just to see their property and their yurt and know that they're market gardeners, and it's like you're in it together. You have someone that has so much in common with you. It was really cool to spend some time with them.
And I really enjoyed going to the Spring Planting Festival in Missouri at Baker Creek. That was just a wonderful time.
We got to see so many of our friends that we already had and make so many new friends. It was, you just can't explain Baker Creek and to understand. You just have to go there and feel there and see everything that they're doing. It's just an awesome place to go.
So would you stay for a minute so I can be brave? Let me catch my breath. Now I can feel what I'm saying. I'm letting you know this heart's on the edge. You make me be so much better. Promise to love you forever. That's why I wanna spend my life with you.
And I encourage you, it's so neat for us to be able to look back at videos and pictures of these moments that we've had together as a family here on the homestead and off the homestead. So in whatever way, I encourage you to document your life as well, whether it's writing it down, some people like to write, or taking pictures and sharing them on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, or doing videos like this here on YouTube.
Or not even sharing them, just do them for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And we had a number of wild moments while we were at Costa Rica. We got to see monkeys coming up to us, and that was really, really neat. He's like, you don't have to bring anything. This place is just absolutely amazing. All the wildlife that are here in this beautiful jungle atmosphere, as well as the time that a raccoon stole a Larabar out of my bag while I was going to the restroom. What just happened? What just happened?
The raccoon stole your Larabar out of our snack bag.
Oh man, as soon as I leave. I was somewhat nervous that something might steal something. I was thinking it'd be a monkey because we heard that monkeys will steal some of your things if you're not careful around here, but I didn't know a raccoon was gonna steal it. Oh man, at least it was a Larabar and nothing major. Oh, and how could I forget? This year, we introduced a new character here on the video. Mr. Fit. And right now,
new outfit.
He has this new outfit. He's like Conan the Barbarian with this fur on here.
You like that? I made that for him last night.
And for those of you who don't know, Mr. Fit is a trophy that I won during my days as a bodybuilder, all natural bodybuilder. And he likes to find his way in the background sometimes.
He likes hanging out with us on the farm.
But now is the time for our top 10 videos of the year. I have them right here. I wonder if you can guess any of them. We're going to start off with number 10. And there was actually a tie for number 10. It's kind of going back and forth. So it's actually going to be technically 11 videos, but I'm going to say top 10. And the two videos that fall under the 10th place position are They Sold Everything. This is our first visit at the Holler Homestead, as a number of us were helping them out, just making some progress and starting to make that their homestead their home.
We talked about it when we were looking. He was like, I just want to find someone's broken dream.
There we go.
I think we found it.
Looking around this homestead, you could see that there's a lot of work that needs to be done to get it ready for them to have a really fully functioning homestead. But you know what? When I looked around this property, despite all the trash and different things that were on here, there's just a little bit of trash there.
That was just yesterday afternoon.
Wow. I saw that there was a diamond in the rough. They even have this one building that would make a great barn for some goats or a family cow. And the second video that tied for the 10th place position was our video dealing with racism, and it was our time when we were in San Francisco in Chinatown, and it was a really neat experience.
It was really different. We'd never been to any place like that, and I think it was great to expose the kids to a whole other culture, because you really felt like you were in China.
It was totally different.
Right there, because you didn't feel like you were in America.
I must say, this is a totally neat experience. What do you think, Selah? Hadn't really been anywhere like this before. What do you think about this place, Josiah? Pretty neat? Is that pretty neat?
Cool.
As we were shopping, one of the locals who spoke very little, well, maybe no English at all, tried to explain to us what bat nuts are and how to use them.
Thank you.
So you crack them open and then boil it?
No, you boil them so you can get open them.
Okay. And we're gonna link these videos that we're mentioning here, as well as the ones that we talked about before this, in the show notes below. So don't feel like you have to click off. Just wait to the end of the video and then scroll right down to the bottom and you can see it. For the 9th place position is, we bought a tiny house on Craigslist. So this is when we did a video about how we purchased our yurt and the methods we did of finding it on Craigslist. So make sure you check that out and you can know the story behind it. 5 years ago, we lived here in the city. And then from here, we moved to out here in the country to live here. And number 8 is when I was shocked at what I found when we came back to the homestead after a trip away. So make sure you check that one out too. Alright, so Josiah's gonna finish over there with tending to the cats and petting on them and showing them some love. He's our cat person of the family. And overall, the cats are the survivors here. They do a really good job. We leave them with feed, but they really do a good job with just kind of helping control certain populations here on the homestead. And number 7, can you guess number 7? Actually, can you guess any of these?
I don't know.
I don't know if I could guess them either. I could probably do good. I wouldn't be able to put them in the right order.
That's what analytics are for.
Yeah. And number 7 is when Lacie sold her wedding ring.
Oh. Well, let me make a correction. It was actually my engagement ring because I still have my wedding band. But because some people call me out on that.
One of the things I talked about sacrifices earlier that we make in starting our homestead. And when our budget was really tight and we were making all kind of sacrifices, one of the biggest sacrifices that she made was she was willing to give up and sell her ring to help us start our homestead. At first I didn't want her to do it, but the way circumstances were at the time, she did it, and it did help us get us going. So really appreciate you doing that. And
it was my idea, not his, so don't even think that he pressured me into doing it. So, yeah.
And number 6 is deciding to move away from our homestead. We had that question asked to us so many times after our trip to Costa Rica, so we decided to name a video by that title, and we decided to share some of our reasons why we would move and why we decided we would move. Man, it's good to be back home. We just got back from Costa Rica and we had an absolute amazing time there.
Yeah! World.
It was such a learning experience and an adventure all around. And number 5 is when we did a visit to a nearby micro farm that focuses on growing microgreens. And the name of that video is She Built a Profitable Microgreen Business. So it is really good to see how Kate has her business and all the different things she is doing with growing microgreens. It's inspiring to me to see what she has done over the years.
And you can see exactly how, you can start a business just doing microgreens, and when you think of farm, you think of big and lots of infrastructure, and you can start just growing microgreens in your sunroom like she did.
It's so funny. She has a business that grows microgreens, and it's a micro farm, so it's like a microgreen micro farm.
She should have tiny harvesters there to cut the microgreens and everything.
Like little micro machines.
That's right.
Located in Concord, North Carolina, Lucky Leaf Gardens is a thriving, sustainable greenhouse operation. And I'm super excited and pumped to see this operation firsthand because they have been crushing it, growing over 40 different varieties of microgreens and servicing grocers, restaurants in the southeast region for years. Greetings friends, I'm here with Kate Brunn with Lucky Leaf Gardens, and she is the microgreen girl, but I consider you more of like the microgreen queen, because you've been known for microgreens in this area for how many years now?
A little over 9.5.
And number 4 is, can you believe what they said about my wife? And the inspiration behind this video was from a comment that we received from somebody on a previous video before we made that video, and they had said some negative comments about Lacey's weight. So I decided to make a video about that. But that brings to mind a comment from somebody that we had recently. And that comment was directed towards you.
Yeah.
And they had suggested and said that you were 50 pounds overweight.
Yeah. Well, specifically, they said that they wouldn't take your advice on nutrition and fitness because your wife is 50 pounds overweight. So that's what it really was.
And there was just all kind of emotions going on with that. It's like, what? Who in the world would say something that repulsive or whatever, or that offensive? So I was aggravated at it. I don't know, you told me about it once you saw the comment first, but how did you take that comment?
Well, I take it as people really like to hide behind their computer screens, and they like to say a lot of things that they would never say to someone's face.
And what number are we on?
3.
3, that's right, 3. We sold everything to Homestead, and so we could eat healthier food. Yeah. Back 5 years ago, when we lived in the city, we were unable to raise chickens and ducks because of the city ordinances. So that was the straw that broke the camel's back for us making the decision to leave the city life and start a homestead in the country. Next number? Number 2.
Oh, that one was hard for me. I'm glad you told me, Mike. I'm not sure I would have gotten that on my own.
Number 2. Ready to quit after 2 months. And this was a video where we went back to the Hollards, and they were facing some frustration about where they were in the progress that they were having at the time, and we came to help them out again, as well as some other homestead and YouTubers like Sow the Land, and but it was really neat to be able to sit down and just chat with them, and now they're still homesteading and doing just well.
Just well.
Just well. Something wrong with that word, just well? They're doing pretty good. They're doing very well. Muy bien.
Who says just well? They're doing just well.
Muy bien.
They're doing muy bien. That is Mike's favorite phrase now.
And today we were traveling back to the Holler Homestead to give them a helping hand. All right, so you guys have been here 2 months now. Is the excitement still there?
I think so.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the part though where you start to face some adversity, and a little bit of stress creeps in. And,
Yeah.
so what are you guys doing to manage some of that right now? Because it happens, a lot of times we just over-romanticize about things, but then when we get the thick of it, it's just like, oh man, there can be problems.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they creep up on you.
And the number 1 video is, can you guess what it is? Drum roll. The number 1 video on the Fit Farmer Show for 2019 is our problems living in a yurt.
Oh.
And then along the way of this 5-year period, we've had to make a number of adjustments and have dealt with a number of challenges with living here. Come inside and let us chat with you about some of those things that we've had to deal with. So it is really neat to look at this list, and it kind of shows me, it shows us what viewers like to see. They like to see us talking about a yurt, our story behind how we homestead, why we homestead, and I guess the Hollards keep popping in there too, so maybe we need to visit them again.
Yeah, we need to go see Ben and Meg again.
So that is great. So 2019 is in the wraps, and 2020 is here.
That's right. And we're looking forward to this year.
Sure, we have a lot of big goals, and we'll talk about that in another video if you guys want to hear it, so let me know in the comment section below. Also, let us know how 2019 went for you. Well, that's it for now. And as always, be strong, grow on, and I'm kind of adding something else to it. I feel like it's going to be like a paragraph or a book by the time this is over with. Live life without excuses. So be strong, grow on, and live life without excuses. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.